Welcome back to AFTV, guys. Welcome back to full time. Going to be live here for the next 45 hour, whatever it is. Remember to send in your videos to the number that appears on the screen. When it does, you'll see it there. We're going to go through the game. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the big moments. We're going to celebrate 3 points. We're going to talk about where Arsenal could improve, should improve. Because I thought that was a good performance. I actually thought that was a very good performance. And yet, it doesn't feel like we got the result. Listen, we got 3 points. We're 4 points clear of Spurs. That's the important thing. And it is results over performances at this stage of the season. I get that. But for how well we played, it should have been far more convincing than it was. And it wasn't. And I hold a bit of frustration about that because it's not the first time this season Arsenal have failed to really flex their muscles the way they should. You know, actually put games to bed. But maybe I'm overthinking it. Going into a massive game like the North London derby, I feel we need to be firing. You know, we need to be fully firing from all angles. We need to be at our best and feeling good in front of goal. And when we got the 2 opening goals in the first 10 minutes, I thought, brilliant. Okay, Arsenal, they're looking sharp. They're ready to score a few here. Once the red card, I thought, well, brilliant. Game to bed now. But even me, I'm thinking, just don't give them one. Don't give them just a sniff. And I'm not even going to... The goal we conceded isn't really a problem. That can happen, okay? Cool. They scored from a set piece. It can happen. It's more the not taking advantage of the domination. Not taking dominance, that's the word. Not taking advantage of how good we were. And ultimately a scoreline that doesn't reflect just how good we were, in my opinion. Because I thought we were very good. But, you know, it's a small complaint. Is it a small complaint? I don't know. We'll go through it. We'll get people on. We'll see what people are thinking about it. We'll get your comments. We'll get your videos in as well. So do send them to the number that appears on the screen here. Again, as I said, when it does, you'll see it. Let's start with talking about starting 11. Obviously, a few interesting bits of news in the starting 11 because obviously we saw Martinelli keeps his place, Smith Rowe still on the bench, Tomiyasu keeps his place, but Cedric comes in. Now, interestingly enough, I really thought Cedric was going to start at left back. He didn't. Tomiyasu moved to left back, Cedric at right back, and Ben White wasn't fit, so Holding started as well after his really, really good performance against West Ham. I thought the back four shaped up in a really interesting way, actually, because you had Tomiyasu and Xhaka sort of alternating between that left-sided progressor, whoever it was that was going to get the ball off Gabriel and help us get forward, and who was going to, you know, maybe get beyond Martinelli or press with Martinelli. At times, Tomiyasu filled in and formed a little bit of a shield in front of the 2 centre-backs. I thought Tomiyasu was absolutely flawless today. I thought it was a really good performance in terms of, you know, defensively brilliant, winning his headers, except that last one at the end, actually, with Junior Firpo. So Junior Firpo wins the header? Can't remember. I think he does. And I thought Tomiyasu was brilliant. I thought he was very good at sort of keeping everything ticking. I thought it allowed Martinelli to do what he wanted on the left-hand side, whether it was going beyond, hug the touchline, whether it was to come inside and beat some men as well. Whatever it was, I thought there was a good understanding between Tomiyasu and Martinelli there. And then nothing else was particularly strange about the starting 11 to me. I mean, yeah, Marte keeping his place. Obviously, Cedric at right back, I thought he came and did quite well. I think I did have one concern that we were going to have 3 of our back 4 all missing. You know, you've got Cedric, not our first choice right back. You've got Holding, not our first choice centre back, and Tomiyasu, not our first choice left back. But they did. I thought they played well, actually. I thought across the game, Leeds struggled to get at them. When you've got players like Gelhardt, Dan James, Rafinha, Harrison, they can cause you problems. You know, they can twist defences inside out. And actually, Arsenal pretty much dealt with everything they had, pretty easily. And it wasn't really until the set pieces that Leeds started to cause us problems, which is why I get so frustrated that we didn't take the chances we had or should have fashioned earlier in the game to put the game to bed. Yeah, not much more to say about the starting 11. Yeah, Ramsdale kept his place. That's pretty much. I thought Cedric did quite well. Yeah, we'll go through all the big game moments in a second now. Let's just go through the comments section, see what people are saying. Molotto says we can't play like that against Spurs. I completely agree. I don't think you can. How do I put it? I don't think you can be that wasteful in front of goal against Spurs. I don't think they'll concede you that many chances. And when those openings do happen for Xhaka, for Martinelli, for Odegaard, we've got to take those chances, or at least be asking questions of the goalkeeper. And too often we haven't been. Mohammed says Saka wasn't good today. I disagree. I thought Saka once again had 3-4 men marking him at once, and generally I thought it was a real handful. Its visual says he thinks it was Rodrigo. So was it Rodrigo that won the header? I think it was Firpo who won the header on Tomiyasu, and then maybe it was Rodrigo whose header then is caught by Ramsdale. I think that might be what happened. Gabriel says we should kill the games when we should. We're not clinical enough. That's what I've been saying. Netweed said fans. Oh, what's he saying? Okay, fair enough. We've got some clips coming in. Boss says we're 1 point behind third, but Chelsea has a game one day before us. Yeah, so Chelsea have to play Leeds. And I tell you what, if Chelsea were to lose or draw at Leeds, then the motivation for Arsenal is win the North London derby to cement top four and go into third place. Listen, let's see what happens. Let's see where we are. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Read one or two more comments just before we go to the clips. Elia says, at this rate, I would keep El Neni in ahead of Partey, even if he was fit. Fair enough. I mean, I thought El Neni played really, really well today. I don't think Partey is going to be fully fit and firing for a while. Michael says players too relaxed in the second half. Maybe in terms of trying to get that final goal. I thought our concentration levels were quite good, and I thought we actually moved the ball well and generally played really well across the second half. But we really need to be able to create more chances and take the ones that we do create. But anyway, guys, we've got some clips, and we're going to be heading into some sort of chats with people as well. So yeah, let's see what everyone's saying.
Good result, 2-1. Cannot complain with that at all. It was a good win. It was kind of like being blue balls the entire game from that first half. I was expecting more to happen in the second. Quite disappointed. And then he is like a Spartan soldier in the middle of that park. Just is unbelievable. Xhaka was decent. Martinelli could improve on his finishing. He's not been very clinical recently. But yeah, I think whoever is hitting free kicks for us needs to take plastic bags with them, because they are utter dog shit. They are poo. Alright, we need to sort that out, because unless they're being whipped into the box, don't be kicking them towards the goal, because we are shy at them. Switching off against Leeds isn't ideal, and that is just something that we need to work on when we face Spurs. But yeah, all love. We go again, and yeah.
Unsatisfying win, but at this point 3 points is satisfying enough. El Neni is my man of the match. I think Eddie did well. Eddie needs to stay with us, but next Thursday, if we fail, we fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail.
Big up AFTV, man. Good result in the end. Arsenal happy for Nketiah today. Martinelli and Saka were on smoke today. This should have been a 3 or 4-0 game. The fact that we were holding on towards the end is pretty worrying. We need at least 2 or 3 strikers, but the rest of our fan base know this as well, and hopefully Mikel knows this as well. But I'm not too happy with the performance, but at this stage of the season, it's all about results that matter at the end of the day. We're 1 point behind Chelsea and 4 clear of Tottenham. going into that North London derby on Thursday. We need to kick on from here. We need to be clinical and more ruthless in the final third with our finishing. Glad that we got the result in the end. Yeah, man. Just hope we can kick on from here, man. I just hope we can kick on from here.
Here for Australia. So I sent in a super chat earlier on saying that it was my birthday on Friday and I had COVID. So yeah, I'm actually feeling much better the day after watch it all. And yeah, speaking about the game, it was good in the first half, but we have a very bad second half, you know. Well, he's done really well. But the second half, we were so bad after the 10-man, you know, that Ailing got sent off. We really didn't do so well after that. You know, Pepe coming out didn't bring much effect, you know, but the rest all did. So yeah, like, I think we haven't... And yeah, we really need to do well against Spurs, you know, in order to secure our chances for the top 4. So yeah, big up to Gunners. Come on, you Gunners. Big up to AFTV.
Guys, apologies, some audio issues there. We're getting it all sorted. My bad. But we are here with Kwame. How you doing?
Yes, James, I'm good. What about you?
How'd you enjoy the watch film?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed the game. First half was great, and then second half was a bit of a disappointment. But you know, I think it's one of those things we've got to look at it as at a whole in terms of we've got the 3 points. We've crossed over the line now. Now we can start working towards the North London derby, which will be on Thursday. But I think we're getting a bit too caught up with, you know, like in terms of the performance in the second half and, you know, saying that we're worried. We shouldn't be worried.
Yeah.
You know, I think that what we've shown in the first half, what we can do to teams is promising. And I do believe that our team won't let us down on Thursday.
Yeah, we're funny because the reason I'm frustrated is almost like for the team rather than at the team. What I mean by that is I thought we were really good today.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing some sort of mixed opinions, whether it be online or in conversation about, we weren't great the second half and overall we weren't. I thought Arsenal were genuinely across the whole 90 minutes very, very good.
Yeah.
But the scoreline doesn't reflect it because we're not killers yet.
No.
And I can kind of... It's not like one player who needs to be putting it in the back of the net. I mean, look, Eddie Nketiah did his job today.
Yeah, he did.
Odegaard was phenomenal, creating chances. Martinelli was dangerous all game, got an assist. But there's something about Arsenal when we do get those openings. It's kind of like there's something about this team like, we missed another chance. Oh well. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like no, get that third, finish this game off. And I think we're sometimes a bit too like nice about missed chances. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we are. But then you've got to look at the quality of what we have in our team, and as much as we can dominate, you know, the majority of the game, which we did, I feel, especially the first half, that's where Arteta needs to address certain areas where we need to go out and buy a prolific striker. We need someone that can kill off the game, someone that can finish. When we need an extra goal or a third or fourth goal, they can do it. And I think that's what we lack. We have enough right now to get us to this point with Eddie getting those goals, etc., etc. But, you know, when you're looking at the bench and then Lacazette's coming on the last 2 minutes, you got Pepe, you know, look at what Pepe was doing. I said that it's so important for him, especially, to come off the bench, set a standard, set an example and say, look, I want to be playing for Arsenal. I want to play in the next game. Arteta's been speaking highly of him in previous press conferences saying how he trains hard. But what he done on the pitch in that second half, it wasn't good enough. And you're trying to nutmeg someone on the halfway line. That's where you need to go for the juggler, push the ball in front and go for goal. That's where, and I just think right now, some of the players that we have or that Arteta's trusted have let him down in those key moments.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. We've got a super chat from Benjamin. Thank you very much.
Yes,
we're going to talk about Pepe's cameo. We'll talk about the general second half. But before all that, there was the starting 11. I've spoken about that with the audience. Arsenal's first half, though, I mean, it couldn't have started any better. And actually, maybe it's time to put a smile on because, you know, we are 4 points clear of Spurs. And if someone had said to me after Southampton, listen, North London derby is this day, and you're going to be going into that 4 points ahead of them. I thought, oh my word, we'll have to be perfect.
Yeah,
and we have been.
We have. It's fine margins. When you look at his fine margins, I mean, now the fact that we've got even Arteta, getting an extension on his contract, would it have been different if we had lost those 3 games? Those big games, Man United, Chelsea, etc., West Ham, and I guess that's the name of the game. And for me, it's just more of a thing now where we just need to, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm happy with that first half. It was really, really good. But like I said, it just shows, it's screaming out that we need to add a few more bits to our armoury in order to be that elite club. Well,
Ishmael said here in a super chat, James, I know how to call it lack of quality. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
As talented as our players are, they're not world class like Liverpool's. It sounds like a dig, or it sounds like a criticism, but he's spot on. I know what he's saying. He's saying, listen, they're very, very talented young players. We love them. They're brilliant. They could be world class one day, but the reason we've not won that game 3, 4, 5 is because they're not that creme de la creme yet, and that's fine. That's not their fault. But I do think sometimes, as a team, we need to find a way to get that goal that kills it off when we're that dominant, and we do have those chances. But anyway, I'm fixating on that too much. But it feels like that's what a lot of people are kind of talking about. That kind of like, I'm seeing here now, people online saying, why do we do this to ourselves? We were good. And that's, I think, where the frustration comes from, going into a big derby. But we get the first goal. Nketiah, let me just ask you about his performance.
It's been fantastic for him. He's been waiting in the wings for a long time in terms of waiting on the sideline. We mentioned that he'd done a podcast and he spoke openly about how he's been feeling about being on the bench and not being given the opportunity. So I'm just glad that he's backed it up. Like I said earlier, he's backed it up and he's scoring goals, and he's very, I wouldn't say like a fox in the box, but he's very crafty whenever he's in the box. And even
his movement's
very good off the ball. And I've said it, for me personally as a defender, I would hate to mark someone like him. I would prefer to mark someone like Lacazette, because with Eddie, he's continuously moving across that back line, continuously making you think. He's dropping deep to set the ball off, and then he's spinning off into that area. And I just think his all-round game it's improving game by game. And now he's getting more goals. It's a shame he couldn't get a hat-trick. It would have been lovely for him to get a hat-trick, but I think he's done enough to kind of silence the doubters, originally who said he's not cut out to put on the shirt, or he's not cut out to be in the first team. Yeah,
I think he absolutely has. Listen, players can have spells, players can have moments. But what I like about Nketiah is he's not just in the box putting it back of the net and, going off and celebrating. His hold-up play has been really good. I think he's showing skill. I think he's beating men. He's looking a very complete forward, and you do kind of think, well, maybe if we'd given him more of a run before, or is this just some players? I'm not saying it's him. Some players, it's the summer months, end of the season. I'm playing for a contract, whether it's here or somewhere else. I'm going to show what I can do. Listen, I think Eddie's always given his all in an Arsenal shirt, and maybe that talent was always there. But there's definitely something in the last, whether it's more time even on the pitch with Arteta, whatever it is, he looks like he's got a lot more to his game than we'd seen in the years before. Yeah,
and I think it comes with confidence. You see he's playing with a smile on his face. He plays with a little bit of grit as well. It's a funny old game. I know you've said that before in terms of football, but who would have thought? You cast your minds back to when we had Aubameyang and everyone was saying, who's going to get the goals? Who's going to replace Aubameyang? And these players, it's always a thing when one player goes, another player will step up. And it's lovely to see that we got these young players that have been, through the academy that are stepping up. Yeah. And, they're helping us get to that next level. Once we get to that next level, then we can start attracting that better quality players and then build a squad around that, a better squad.
I completely agree. Rain over the comment says, Ødegaard was poor today. My God,
are you Belgium in disguise or something?
I couldn't disagree more. I thought he was...
he was fantastic.
I thought he was phenomenal today.
He was. And at the age of 23, to do the things that he's done... I mean, he had an early career in terms of Madrid, and people wrote him off already, and they said, he's not quality. He doesn't bring enough quality. But it's not even just his on the ball capabilities. It's more or less when he's off the ball as well.
Yeah.
He's pressing. He presses high. He's always our first man to press, and he presses with intent. You know. But then also when he gets on the ball, it's what he does on the ball, where he's doing those little flicks, or those through balls.
Yeah.
The little dink that he done in the penalty box.
Yeah. That was lovely,
things like that. You can tell that he has. I know. Dare I say it? What Cecil was saying about Ozil like. Talent,
attributes,
little
100%,
100%, and then he's got that leadership as well, potential captain for us or future captain, where we've managed to select a good player who's bringing, who's answered that whole playmaking. Who's going to be our playmaker? He's our guy, so I'm happy with him. Really happy with him.
Yeah, agreed. Super chat from Benjamin says Pepe's body language and intensity tells me he doesn't understand the importance of every game. Just shuffles about. Happy with the 3 points though. Come on, you Gunners. Feels that Benjamin. Thank you very much for the super chat. Feels a little harsh that he doesn't understand the importance. I think the guy, he hasn't, like we were saying, like Nketiah was saying in the interview before this run. Pepe's not had a run. And we've seen when he does have a run what he can do. The problem is it's just football's a harsh game and you have to make these opportunities count.
It is, but I do feel that Pepe has been given those opportunities, and when Arteta's really trusted him, he's let him down. Whether it be was it the Leeds away game? I can't remember which one it was. When Pepe was playing and he just let him down. There's many a times where he's brought Pepe on, or he's started him thinking, you know what, I'm going to trust you. You've done well, and it hasn't worked out. And all right, cool. We only just see a snippet, and like you said, we only just see a snippet in terms of match day. But Arteta's the one who sees them training. He speaks to them. He looks at their body language. You can tell he looks at every single angle of a player. And I just think Pepe's kind of signed out psychologically. He's like, I'm not in favour of Arteta. So it's just one of those things where he's just thinking about his next move now, which is a shame.
Maybe listen, I like to think it's just rustiness and he's just not in form, and
I'd like to hope so, with the price that he cost.
That's what I like to think, but either way he struggled today. I think that's all we'll say on Pepe today, because I mentioned it in my fan cam. I didn't want to go too much because there's a much bigger, brighter context to talk about in this game, but a lot of people have mentioned it, and you do look to these players to, was it Ancelotti? I think Ancelotti said, I really want to mention who it was that told me this. Was it Lee Judges, or am I just giving him unnecessary credit? Someone said that Ancelotti basically, when asked in the press conference for the City game who would start the game, he said it's not so important who starts, it's more important who finishes it. And that is why I think as a fan base we feel this frustration about Pepe's cameo, because we need everyone to give blood, sweat and tears to the end, and it's not that he's not giving it. We want all that. We also want your talent to come through and the ability and everything, and you see those moments where he could have and should have done better and didn't, and it's only frustrating because you want it to work for him, you want it to work for Arsenal. Ultimately we got it over the line, and those players that end the game are absolutely crucial, especially when it's 2-1.
And we're not expecting him to come off the bench and to score a 30-yarder from outside the box. All we're asking is that when the ball is given to you, you make the right decisions. And now that's not hard in terms of a 5-yard pass, or you're breaking away. The keeper, we'll just mention this bit, the keeper's in our box and you're one-on-one and you decide that you want to nutmeg, you want to go back and nutmeg. Instead of forcing the ball forward, you either get a foul or you can go on and get a goal. For me, it's those decision makings, and that's where the frustration lies with a lot of the fans is, we paid a lot of money for Pepe, and then we're backing him and we're always screaming for him to be started or for him to feature in the squad. When he does, he makes the wrong decision. So there's not many other ways it can go. Like, I can't speak for Pepe anymore in terms of he's let me down in that particular incident, or in a course of games he's let me down. But like you said, there's a bigger picture. And it's not just, we're not going to just circle this whole conversation about Pepe. It's more about the team, and as a collective, a young team, inexperienced team with an inexperienced manager or coach, we're doing very, very good to be in this position. So I'm really happy at the moment.
Absolutely. We're going to go through the goals and more after these clips.
Big up AFTV and all Arsenal fans. Wasn't it weird watching Barcelona play Europa League? But it's not weird for us anymore, because after 5 years we lowered our standards and accepted mediocrity. And please stop with this bullshit saying the logical step moving forward for this squad is Europe and not going directly into Champions League. This is Arsenal, and our place in the Champions League should be cemented every season. When I start supporting Arsenal every year, I expect winning trophies and challenging for titles. I don't care how young is our squad, but some realistic fans tell you, we'll do good if we finish 5th or 6th, but why? We got rid of the deadwood. We made many signings. Arteta and Edu refused to bring anyone in January, believing this squad has enough players. And we're out of all competitions, so the top 4 place is essential. When we wanted Wenger out, we asked not just for a change, but for an improvement at the same time, a better replacement. First it was Emery, who didn't fit in the team or even the league. Then we got Arteta, who had no rating at all and no managing experience. And now he tells us he was offered a new contract after 3 losses and almost fucking up our chances in reaching top 4. I don't understand this rewarding system by the Cronkies. So many points dropped from winning positions under Arteta. So many mistakes still in the back line. So many times the team looks without an identity or a game plan. And I keep wondering, who do you trust the most in front of a goal? Nketiah, Lacazette, or Pepe? We've seen Arteta and Edu's plans before. Signing Willian, letting Laka and Nketiah enter their final year of the contract, not replacing Aubameyang. Enough with the talking and show us some actions.
Hi guys, this is Michael. We need a new striker. We need a clinical striker that will be able to finish off our chances from the ones that from the wings, from when Bukayo Saka's on the wing, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, or when Odegaard puts on great balls in, because we've got the creativity around it. But we just need that Pearson striker that will just literally just finish off everything. Obviously we didn't get Vlahovic. What's it called? But I think we should get someone like Nkuku or Darwin, what's it called? The one that plays for Benfica. But yeah, anyone that's clinical and just finish off our chances, when there's literally nothing going on in the match, and then someone just literally just gets it like that. Yes, but yeah.
Yes, Champions League, we are coming. All right, I really want to hear that music. Da, 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 da. So excited. But honestly though, I'm glad we won the game today, but I'm really worried for Arsenal for the North London derby. We're not clinical in the front, and also when it comes to the rest of the game, by the end we're always kind of tired. I don't know, but I'm happy for the win today. The boys did it, Nketiah did it. We're all good. So buzzing for Champions League. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at this point. I don't know if we're gonna win the London derby, but we are going to the Champions League. Yeah, but yeah, we need to be more clinical in the front, and that's about it. My name is Joe Peters from Richmond, Texas. Out.
Guys, Javi from the US here. Very happy with the 3 points, but still feeling anxious. They haven't, down yet. Those last couple of minutes when Leeds United was sending up their goalkeeper for set pieces, I was tense, but we saw it through, and that's what matters. Was very happy with Tomiyasu's performance on that left-hand side. I think it gives us so much more defensive solidity, and it allows Martinelli that free roam on that left-hand side. So I think both from a defensive and an attacking output, it's just much better balanced, and that's how I would like us to play against Tottenham, considering the fact that Kulusevski is such a big attacking threat for them. Apart from that, I was very much happy with everyone's performance, except for Nicolas Pepe. People have made a lot of excuses for him, but when you look at Nketiah, Holding, and Oneni, 3 players who have been treated somewhat unfairly regarding their game time, when they have been asked to help the team, you can tell they're giving it their all, they're fighting, and they're putting in good performances, and he's not. And that tells you all you need to know. Apart from that, great to see the fact that Lewis Dunford's song was being played at the Emirates. I really hope the fans can embrace it so that we can have much more of an emotional connection to the stadium. And apart from that, best of luck to Leeds and Jesse Marsh, hoping that they can stay up.
I've just seen Man City score, right? Cross to the box, head to the back post, goal. Who scores the winner? Is it Sterling?
Sterling, yeah.
Right. Sterling is not the most prolific with his head, but what City do so well, I know people talk about quality and all that, it just hammers in my point. How many times did we actually put really good balls into the box today, but either the header back wasn't right, or we don't hit the target, we don't do quite the right thing with it. City have mastered
because
that situation.
Yeah, but that's because of the personnel that they have. You look at each
of
position that they have. They're able. You got Gundogan putting it on the plate for Cancelo or whatever to square it to Sterling. We've got Cedric, and it's no disrespect. Obviously, I love all my players.
I hear you. I get what you're saying. Of course, and it is about that. It is about quality and experience and all that. And I completely get that. My point is, City didn't look like they had to do a lot to score that goal. I mean, yes, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant ping to the back post. It's a header across goal. It's a good goal. I'm just saying, how many times did we put the ball into the box, and it was kind of like nothing comes of it, or we're just a bit.
That's the disappointing thing, is that we've looked very one-dimensional. When Cedric's at right back, usually when he receives the ball at the edge of the box, he'll just put in a lofted ball, and it's not even like a Trent Alexander-Arnold or Cancelo.
But I thought his today were better in that sense.
It was better, but it's still not good enough. It's not something that you're worried as a defender. You're not going to worry about the ball, a lofted ball coming over. You're more worried about that ball that's whipped in and it's in between the goalkeeper and the last defender. And you think about who can provide us with that type of quality. The only person I've seen recently is Tomiyasu, but obviously he was playing at left back. But he still put in more dangerous crosses than Cedric, and that was on his weaker foot. Let's just say Tomiyasu.
I think it'd be harsh. I thought Cedric's delivery was really good today.
It was all right. It was all right.
But all I'm saying, look, ultimately, I've said this point 10 times already in one stream. All I'm saying is, I just think we need to make more of not just our crosses, but just when we get the ball into those dangerous areas. I don't think we ask enough questions of the goalkeeper.
We don't.
But anyway, speaking of asking questions of the goalkeeper, Eddie Nketiah gets the opening goal.
Yeah.
And it does come from the keeper thinking he's got more time than he has.
Yeah.
I'll need to watch it back, but a guy I was watching it with in the background made a really good point. He said, Did Nketiah slow down his run a little bit, almost to make the keeper think he wasn't going to press him?
Yeah.
And then once the keeper takes his touch, then he gets onto him.
Yeah.
I mean, if he did, then that is pressing with intelligence and not just running around like a headless chicken, just trying to chase. And Nketiah makes that all happen for himself. I'm super happy for him. Credit to him. Does credit also have to go to Arteta for the way we pressed throughout the game?
Yeah.
Turkish had said in the seconds before that goal, we're pressing well today.
He did.
We had a good shape, and it's something Arsenal have worked on. And people will look at that and go, how lucky is that for Arsenal? But it's earned as well.
No, it is earned. And that's not the first time we scored a similar goal like that this season or, under Arteta. And it's just those little things that, in terms of the choices of personnel that Arteta picks. He picks certain players, to fulfill a certain standard in terms of the pressing. And that's why, that's another reason why he favours Nketiah over Lacazette. Because I've been screaming sometimes with Lacazette, as much as I liked him with his hold-up play, but in terms of having the energy to press our opposition and to force a mistake. And Nketiah's been doing it. He done it against Chelsea. He done it today. And like you said, he's very smart with how he does it as well. It's not something that's obvious. It's a thing where it goes hand in hand. It's obviously to do with the player, to congratulate him for what he done, but then also for Arteta, because he knows that, and I'm sure he's studied the game. He studied was it Meslier or Meslier? Masia, his weaknesses, and he is one of the Leeds' biggest weaknesses because the amount of goals that they've conceded. And even though he's left-footed, he can't play on his feet, or he can't play with his feet. So, credit there.
No, it was a good goal. And the second goal, it's a lovely finish because he's done that kind of... It's hard to explain it.
Behind him,
it's cut back to him. And he's got his left foot, and he's almost let the ball... he's let his foot just guide the pace of the ball while he's spun away. It's a really lovely finish.
Yeah, and it's not an easy finish as well. It's not an easy finish. And, to know... Again, I'm comparing him. How many chances have we seen Lacazette receive the ball like that in the box, and he's either skewed it wide,
swiped it,
and he's missed it, And
it was very controlled from
it was
Nketiah.
controlled, and sometimes you know when you play the game, you realise there's certain moments where you have to say, you know what, fair play to you. That was a great finish. That was a striker's finish because he didn't meet the ball. He allowed the ball to come off his foot, but he just made sure that he angled it in the right way. But also leading up to that goal, we've got to mention Martinelli and what he done.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my next one. Now let's talk about Martinelli, because I did mention the missed chance, but otherwise, a phenomenal performance from him today, and looking near enough back to his best.
He is. I did have a few question marks over him, you know, in his previous games, and when he come on, I think West Ham, when he featured in West Ham, or was it Chelsea? I think he didn't show me the true Martinelli. But today, the first half, we saw the true Martinelli and what dangers he can give, you know, the opposition. And from start to finish, he was all guns blazing, to the point where he had about 3 players surrounding him. Yeah. But it's the energy he brings, it's the intensity he brings, but then also the quality in that final third, and that's something that we've always been screaming out for. And he's able to deliver it on a more consistent basis. You know, then obviously it's a thing where we'll be happy as a fan base. But yeah, it was good for him to obviously get an assist today, and he caused them a lot of problems.
What do you make of his kind of relationship with Tomiyasu? Obviously, Tomiyasu slotting at left back, and he wasn't really the traditional left back. He was very inside, quite deep, almost more of a protective player. Yeah. But did that then allow Martinelli to build off that and go and express himself and have more fun and do what he needed to do?
I think because I think you made a great point in terms of, you know, when Tavares is playing. If I'm playing in front of Tavares, how assured am I going to feel going forward? Or am I going to be feeling a bit like, oh, I don't want to get too far ahead, because if we lose the ball and it's one-on-one with Tavares, something bad could happen.
Well, I definitely think that's true of midfielders for granted, like Xhaka, for example. You know, if you're Xhaka and you've got Martin and Tavares both hugging the touchline, bombing down, whatever, you're probably thinking, I'm just going to just rein it in here a little bit.
Sit back a little bit.
But Xhaka got forward a lot today, and I imagine that's because Tomiyasu was there.
He did, and it's when you bring in that quality and that assurance at the back, and you know he's one of those players. He's a very odd player. What he brings to the game, he's 2-footed, he's good in the air, he's very strong, he's athletic, and he can play, and he's like the perfect defender. He's got all the attributes to become a great defender. I just think it's one of those things where no one really saw it coming. You know, we kind of questioned what was his best position, and even him playing at left back, he still seemed assured. He seemed really good. So yeah, for Martinelli, he can go forward and do what he does best, with not having to, you know, rein it in and be like, okay, I can only give 50% because I need enough energy to get back and cover Tavares. So credit to him, man.
Giuseppe, the super chat, says, apologies guys, says Arsenal's passing is beautiful, more forward, quick passing and off the ball running is what makes us a threat. More of that, please. Don't hold back. And I thought that's why I came out today ultimately saying it was a good performance, because we were threading the ball through nice areas. We were just lovely football all round, and we weren't making Leeds pay for just how much we were pulling them apart.
No, 100%. There was a point where I was saying that it could be easily 4-0 or 5-0. I was, you know, not being disrespectful to Leeds, but the way that we was playing, you could see that we was carving out a lot of opportunities or chances. But then they kind of, I guess, half-time came at the wrong time for us, because it kind of stopped our momentum, and then we had to try and rebuild it again in the second half, and that wasn't to be. It wasn't the same intricate passes. There was a few passages of play where, you know, it was third man running, you know, Odegaard to El Neni or to Xhaka, and then a through ball to Martinelli, and we got in behind Leeds quite a few times,
we did,
which was good.
Yeah, Nikhil says we need to learn how to put teams to the sword. I completely agree. That does seem to be the overarching feeling from people coming out of the game. It's like, yes, we won and we were good, well done, but we need to kill teams off. And I agree, because I think the reason people are saying it is because the next 3 games, Leeds, okay, they let us get away with it.
Yeah.
West Ham, you know, probably we're getting to a point in the game where they are starting to think about Frankfurt, even though I don't really believe that whole distraction or whatever.
Yeah.
But other teams won't let you get away with that.
No, they won't.
Tottenham won't. Tottenham won't concede the same number of chances, which means we're going to have to be even more clinical than normal.
And I think that the players, as bad as it sounds, I think the players will rise to that occasion. But it's it's just funny because I'm looking back at the chats, and obviously shout out to everyone that's sending the clips, but it's like, are we not it's like we're never happy. It's like, okay, we've got 3 points, but no, we should have put them to the sword. I agree. I completely agree. But there always seems to be a thing with a lot of fans or modern day fans where it's, you know, we should have more, we should have this, it should be the perfect game. You can never have the perfect game. Sometimes we just have to look at the game itself and the result, and then we say, okay, this is what can be improved, and then we move on. But I think it's a thing where we're always calling for more, and because we didn't get, you know, 5 goals, that's it. The whole performance was rubbish. No, not at all.
No, I completely agree.
It's about taking those good points within the game. Like you said, you know, the patterns of play, Martinelli, individual performances, as a team, as a collective, and throughout the season, we have done well.
But that's why I'm quite vocal in saying that I thought the performance was good.
Yeah,
I thought the performance was really good. And that's where my frustration stems from, rather than saying it wasn't good because we only scored 2.
Yeah.
It was a very good performance. We should have delivered a
We
result that reflected that. But we keep coming back to that point because it feels like that's what everyone's talking about. Random agrees with you, says good point.
Thank
Clinton
you.
says he's disappointed with only scoring 2 goals, considering they had a red card. Let's quickly talk about their red card before we go into the clips that have just come in.
Okay.
It's
a rash challenge, wasn't it?
It's stone wall, and actually you can see Ayling kind of knew it. You can see he was kind of like, got away with one.
You know,
and then the red comes out.
you know when you make a reckless challenge like that. And for me, the only thing that I was a bit disappointed with was the fact that it took so long to come to that decision. Now, whether that be VAR in the office or whatever, or the referee itself, if I can see, all right, cool, it's different with the camera angles or whatever, but if I can see that challenge, I would straight away, I would be saying, you know what, before I give a yellow, I want to see this. And that's why I have to kind of question the whole process of how it's done when you make a decision as a referee and, you know, versus or combined with VAR. But it was a reckless challenge, and I just said that was out of frustration. That was because Martinelli had the running of all of them, that back line, and he kind of wanted to give one back to him. You know, as a defender, you want to kind of put one on them just so they know, don't mess around with us. But it got out of order. It was quite a dangerous challenge.
It was very dangerous. Listen, red card was absolutely the right decision.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the thing is that they want referees to make on-field decisions, and if they have to change them, they do, which is fine, because I can understand you don't want refs after every decision going, let me just have a little look. City having some fun here against Newcastle.
Kevin De Bruyne just putting this ball.
I mean, he's a phenomenal player, De Bruyne.
But that's what I'm saying, killer passes.
That's it. I mean, we're just watching it now.
Watch this ball. Sorry guys.
He plays a lovely ball to the back post to Sterling. It's classic De Bruyne. I bet Guardiola tearing his hair out saying, why did we not take those opportunities? Let's go through some more clips, guys, see what people are saying.
Hey, big up AFTV. This is Nick from Florida. Good win. You know, it was a little, obviously the second half, you know, probably should have been a little safer than it was, but hey, I'm not complaining. 3 points is 3 points, and we put ourselves in a position where if we win the game against Tottenham, we're automatically in. You know, it'd be 7 points clear with 2 games left. So, you know, let's go all out in that game and let's get the win, you know. I also want to say that, you know, I know the team's coming over here to Florida over the summer. They'll be in Orlando. Actually, right now I'm about like a 2-hour drive away from Orlando, but I'll be moving there later in a couple of months. So I'm trying to go to that game. I'm excited to see the team, man. I love this team, and yeah, you know, so let's just, you know, I would like to, you know, watch them in Orlando knowing that, oh yeah, we go in Champions League next season, you know, so let's do it, man. Let's do it. Come on, you Gunners.
AFTV, this is Saeed. Arsenal 2, Leeds 1. This is a game we should have killed in the first half, but we took our foot off the pedal. And whatever happens on Thursday, we need to avoid defeat to Spurs. We can't afford that game on Thursday. So Mikel Arteta, he has his work cut out for this. We continue to take it a game at a time, and come on, you Gunners.
Hi AFTV, hi, you're well. It was a very great match. The first half was very brilliant, and the second half, yeah, it was a little bit weak, but okay. In my opinion, today was Nketiah the man of the match. I hope he will stay for any more years, more longer to Arsenal. And yeah, but we have to do more. The all pressure, it's on Thursday, the North London derby, and nice greeting from Germany, and big up to AFTV, and yeah, have a nice Sunday.
Hello AFTV. Hello from Geneva, Switzerland. I just watched them, and I have to say the first half was excellent, but the second half was a bit nervy. I just don't understand why we don't use these chances to score as many goals as possible. It seems like we just wanted to kill the game off, and yeah, and then we deserved that nervy ending, I have to say, because we were just not willing to score ourselves. Although I understand that they were defending, of course, mostly on their half. But anyways, overall happy. We got the 3 points, and I think, as people were saying, I think we have to also look up as much as we want to look down at Tottenham. I think we do have a chance. The way Chelsea is going now, I think we do have a chance to give a shot to even the third place. So let's see. We have a high morale in general. Let's see how it goes with the North London derby. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, happy overall, and happy end of the weekend. Bye.
How you doing? Stephen and Alexander from Pennsylvania in the United States. Big win today by the Arsenal. I'm glad for the 3 points. I was a little frustrated. I thought this might have afforded us an opportunity to cash in on that goal difference. I dare say that, you know, any of those really big sides who we are aiming to be would have scored maybe 7 or 8 goals. And you can see how Leeds' plan almost came to fruition at the end there, you know. Lots of pressure for a game which we dominated. All the same, great win for us. Very skillful plays, especially by Odegaard. Good job, Eddie. And big game on Thursday. Come on, you Gunners. What do you think, Al?
Yeah, I agree. This is the second time we've played Leeds this year, and we could have capitalized on the goal differential, but we just sit back, you know, control the game, which I guess at this point, goal differential isn't the most important thing if we have more points than Tottenham, but still, I feel like that goal differential could be huge because it's a safety net if we lose one of our games that we should be winning. Though, but I'm happy for Eddie. Would you have expected him to score 4 goals in these 4 teams that we've just played? No one has expected that. Maybe Nick won against West Ham or Leeds, but no one has expected that. So big up Eddie, big up the Arsenal, and big game against Tottenham. Hopefully we can win it. I know we can win it. Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.
Let's beat Tottenham. North London's red.
I've got Cecil. How you doing?
I'm good. I like that last clip, man. That was really nice. I love the energy. Comedy Gunners, North London is red. No, that is big up him. I just remembered when he was speaking, actually, because he was bigging up Eddie and Nketiah. I forgot, obviously, he was at Leeds and he had a point to prove to Leeds, because obviously when he was there, he didn't have the greatest time on loan. But you know, he did all right, but he didn't do his, you know, he wasn't the main guy. I don't think he hit the levels he expected he was going to hit. But then today, can't pop up with 2 goals. I've got to give him credit. Oh, sorry, my one eye will be on the City game because they've just scored.
They're 2-0 up.
They're 2-0 up. Apologies, because obviously we've got Newcastle next, so I'm going to be keeping one eye on it. But yeah, big up Eddie and Nketiah as well. Has been.
You've come up with a good reason for keeping an eye on it. I just like watching football. We've got Newcastle coming up, so we've got to obviously keep an eye.
Yeah, you want to see? You know, I like to keep a look at where we can exploit them. But yeah, James, I'm with you. I've joined with you. I was going to come on here. Had a little game plan. I was going to press you after your fan count, because I asked you, are you confident we'll get top 4? And you just kind of dodged it like a politician. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look at the game in whole. I know you do this a lot on full time. There is obviously I want to take the positives. Of course, we beat Leeds today. We're still in the contention. It's in our hands to get top 4. A lot of fans are disappointed that we didn't take chances. You as well yourself.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was being over the top about it, but loads of people have come out with that, whether it's in the comment section, videos have been sent in, looking online. A lot of people are like, why do we do this? It should have been, even if fine, you see out the 2-0 to the end of the game, but to not get a third, to then concede and make it as awkward as we did, it does feel really frustrating. Yeah, but listen, I've spoken so much about it.
Well, yeah, no,
It's,
I listen. I get it. That's why when Turkish asked the end of the match day live, he said, "Do you think we'll get top 4?" And I asked, I'll ask you that question. I said, I'm not confident about going to Tottenham and winning, but I'm confident we can get top 4, and that's because of these little, inabilities to score more, kill off a team. I think that killer instinct is something we do definitely lack. It's clear, but we are getting the job done. I think the last time I kind of saw us really take it to a team was that Chelsea game. We won 4-2. It felt like we just wanted to keep scoring. Today, 9 shots on target, 2 goals. Leeds have 2 shots on target and scored 1. That in itself shows
my issue isn't so much with the intent Arsenal showed. It's actually just what we did with it. It's how many times we played great football, got in and around the box, and then for whatever reason didn't get the cross right, or didn't get the shot right, or didn't ask questions of the keeper, or didn't go again with the next pass. Or
that's a tough one, isn't
it's
it?
not. I never thought Arsenal, because this is my frustration. Arsenal, I thought, from minute 1 to 90 were brilliant. I don't think, as I said in my fan card, I don't think there was
1 minute to 90.
Yeah, I don't think Leeds ever had a spell in that game ever. You know, their best efforts came from set pieces. Their only 2 efforts came from set pieces. One of them was a goal, and they're going to get set pieces. That's football. That's how it works. So I thought Arsenal would control the whole game, which is why I'm not looking at the back 4. I'm not looking at the defence, or no one looked shaky defensively or shirked their responsibility, their duties. It's not that. I just want us to score more goals. I want us to be more clinical, put the game to bed. We had a few chances to do it. We had a few openings that we could have taken advantage of. And then we sail through the last 20, 30 minutes. And we're talking about maybe bringing Odegaard off, maybe bringing Xhaka off, maybe resting some players who need it. And actually, you know, the end ends up being really nervy, and Gabriel's, you know, shielding for his life to get us over.
What is it though? Because the chances are being created. I asked you this in the fan, but it's just not being. I guess they're not being converted because 9 chances.
I don't think we create good enough chances.
Okay.
So I think across the game we create like 5 or 6.
There's a lot of crosses in the box.
6, 7 out of 10 chances, kind of medium XG chances, if that's a way of putting it. I don't think we create those
clear cut.
Did you see the Sterling goal?
No, I didn't. But that's what I was gonna reference to City because
it's headed across goal. He's just got to get his head on it and put it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
We don't create enough of those like, oh, that has to be a goal moment. Do you know what I mean? And if we were missing those chances, I said, listen, that's football. Sometimes you miss chances. There's this in between where it's not that we're not creating chances. And it's not that we're missing a load of really good chances. Somewhere in the middle, we're creating kind of enough, but we're not doing enough with the ones we get. And it's always openings. I always refer to that. We play nice football, and I look at us, we go, attack them.
Yeah.
4 on 3, finish them off. And Arsenal will then proceed to put together the world's worst counter-attack. You know, is
that because of lack of pace though, or is that just because of?
I think we lack some conviction fully.
Yeah.
I don't think we fully. I think in trying to do what Arteta's asking us to do, I think we've come a long way this season. We look a lot better at it. I don't think we fully.
That's what it is.
Fully have it. It's not like instinctive. Boom.
To get the goal, be an individual, run at the defender, 1-on-1, push it and run and go and get your goal. It's Arteta's style of play, wanting to have the perfect. It feels like the old. I know it's not the old days. It feels like the old days of the team want to score the perfect goal. We want to do an extra pass. Odegaard, I think, is a criminal of that. There's so many times opens up for him. Tufe did do a shot today, but there's so many times opens up for him and then he'll look for the pass. Cedric the same. We spoke about on the match day live. Me and Turkish. He wants to find the cross instead of. Cedric, go and take a shot. Go and get your goal. But he's very much thinking of the next pass. Martin Odegaard's definitely that player as well. Instead of getting goals on the tally, he wants to find the perfect pass and make the perfect goal, which I think is.
I do think, I think you've got a point there. I think maybe all of us, as well, I say me, people in the comment section, we've spoken about this a lot today, probably more than anything else, and we are probably being hypersensitive to, or that's not the word, but I think we are potentially overreacting, because Arsenal, I thought for 90 minutes, were in total control. I really do think that. And
I was very happy with it.
I said in my fan cam that added time's never gone so quickly for me. It flew by.
It did.
Because Newcastle weren't doing anything. And you know me, I'm a big...
Leeds.
sorry.
I keep doing that as well. I keep going like Newcastle.
Leeds
didn't do anything.
Leeds didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm a big ball of stress in those situations, and I was fairly relaxed not relaxed, but I was fairly calm.
Is that a sign of progression, though?
No, I think it's just they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything, but Arsenal, Arsenal needed to put the game to bed, but look, they didn't. Ultimately, they got their goal because we haven't talked about it yet on this show. They got their goal. I need to watch it back to see if anyone did anything particularly wrong or if there was anything.
It was tough. They came around the back. The closest player to him was Xhaka, but I don't think that was his man, which is very odd. Even though he was the closest to him, but I think he was marking someone else. But obviously, it came off a flick. And
it's a shame now because that's, I think, the first goal we've conceded directly from a corner, which is a shame.
Yeah, that's I think
this season.
Who mentioned that? Dan Potts mentioned that in his fan cam actually. But he bigged up Jova. But we'll talk about the goals as well. But I know you've gone to death on the chances that lack of chances not killing off a team. I want to ask you, Jen, to talk about the Mikel Arteta went with the back line today, obviously because Ben White was out and put Holden in there, swapped Tomiyasu over. If Ben White is available for the North London derby, what are you doing? Are you putting him back in, or are you sticking with what you saw today?
I start Ben White.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I start Ben White because. This is. I think he should, for Spurs, stick with a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. Depends whether Odegaard's in the 10 or not. But I would, a bit like that Chelsea game at the Bridge, I would be alternating to a back five with Saka going to right wing back and Tomiyasu then being the third centre back with White and Gabriel.
Okay.
That's what I would do. And then Tavares left wing back. Or Cedric. Probably Cedric.
It's a tough one. It's tough for Arteta. I mean,
I don't know. I don't like messing around with back fours this much.
Yeah.
And
tinker.
And I understand it worked today. Tomiyasu left back, Cedric right back.
I was quite comfortable. I know, but then it's a 10-man Leeds and we did concede. But it seemed for me solid. But the Rob Holding and up against Kane and so
I want Tomiyasu against Son. I want Tomiyasu against Son because Son will get some one-on-one opportunities.
Yes.
And I want Tomiyasu to deal with him.
Son is one of the best at exploiting that space on the wing and doing those late runs into the box. I've been watching recently, I'm thinking, he's mastered that. So, the rightful person, would you want to see Tomiyasu up against him? But the Ben White thing, it's a tough one. It is a tough one.
All I know is I'm bringing Ben White back into the team.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I would. Would you?
You're not supposed to ask me back. I wanted to do the questions.
You know, you asked me the question about top four. I feel bad completely avoiding it. If I was a neutral watching this, 3 games to go, 4th place has a 4-point gap on 5th.
Surely say Tottenham bottle it as a neutral. Surely for their history.
Well, Tottenham don't have to bottle it. I'd just say Arsenal. I would be saying that position, that team in 4th place with a 4-point lead would get it done.
Right.
I would be saying that. If I was a neutral, forget Arsenal, whatever. If it were Man United versus Tottenham in that position, Chelsea, Tottenham in that position, even if they had to go to, I'd be saying they'd get it done. But we're Arsenal. I've been a fan a long, long time. I know what this club can do.
Yeah.
I also, this team have shown a really good resilience all season. But this isn't even about resilience. There are just 2 very tough away games. Tottenham being one of them, so they've got that's a straight shootout. And then we go to Newcastle.
I think the resilience will be shown in those last 2 games. I
really hope you're right.
The Tottenham one, I said it with Turkey. I said I'm very nervous about that one. I have the most doubts about that. I think a derby is a derby. You don't know what's going to happen. But I think the resilience, like you just mentioned there, has been definitely has improved from this Arsenal side, especially when I saw it at West Ham. I think it gets us over the line for those last 2. I know Newcastle away, the more I talk about a Monday night, but I do start to worry, but I believe this side, they'll get the job done. Please, 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 touch wood, get it right. Please, please prove me right, please.
Beefy Trevor Super Chat says, Odegaard with the armband performing makes me so happy. I agree. JDTV says, Cecil, I dare you to samba if we win against Spurs.
Listen, I'll throw a couple moves if we beat Spurs. I can't lie. If we guarantee top 4,
if we beat Spurs, this is the elephant in the room now. Win the next game. Win that North London derby, and we've got 4th.
It sounds so so simple, but it's not. It's far from that. But I know, James. I know.
Or draw and then win at Newcastle.
Well, this is kind of how I think it goes.
You think it's more likely?
Yeah, that side. I don't know what it is. I
don't have confidence that we're going there and winning. Do I think this team is capable of it? Absolutely.
Someone come up to me the other day and said, I bet you wish you took the game against Spurs in the first time than this one now. And even then, that question threw me a bit. I was like, would I? With all the players we had missing and that? Or would you prefer it where it is now?
They're missing anyway.
So true.
Partey's missing anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. Listen, it's set up really nicely for the neutral, but
it's coming down.
Yeah,
to that. But yeah,
not much more to say on the game.
No.
Look, I really want to reiterate this point. I thought Arsenal were very good today. Sometimes you get annoyed at things as a fan, and people go, "Why are you annoyed? We won. Be happy." And you're like, "Because I know that it's not sustainable for maybe the coming games, or maybe the future, or maybe it's something one day will bite us." Look at Southampton. We lost. But we had as good, if not better, chances that day.
Yeah.
We weren't as good, but we had chances.
This is what
and we didn't
annoys
take
me.
them. And I think this is why Arsenal need to add that clinical edge, because we won't always get just enough to win.
Why can't we indulge in a win, James, anymore? Is it because of where we are in our work? Because I want to be like, listen, we won the game today.
Yeah, be delighted. We're a point off Chelsea, and we're 4 points clear of Spurs.
But I look into the performance and look at the things that we're missing, the clinicalness, the cutting edge. But yes, we won and we was in control, but I can't be that.
Because it matters towards something. Because it matters towards the race to the top 4.
That's true.
Therefore, we're constantly thinking, well, how can it be better?
Yeah.
How can it... If we want to be there, is that going to be good enough? Now, the easiest thing was last year when we were 8th,
and it was just
we beat Palace 3-1 away in the penultimate game, and we were very good.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there just going, we won 3-1, brilliant. It's another win on the board, and it didn't really doesn't count towards anything. You just enjoy it for what it is. This you're watching it going, now did I see a team that can go win the North London derby?
That's
now,
it.
In a lot of ways, yeah, I did. But you got to score goals to win the North London derby.
Annoying, man.
So, well played Arsenal today. A really good performance across the board. Genuinely a really, really good performance. We need to be taking our chances. That's all I'd say. And then we could just relax and enjoy that more. Because today, it should have been a party, that whole second half.
Yeah.
3rd or 4th, fans celebrating goals, appearances here and there. Half time when I did the show, people were saying get Patino on.
I know, I saw they were bombing that in the chat.
But that's kind of what we want it to become. But hey,
that's
when
what
you're
I thought
chasing
it was gonna be.
something, it's never that easy, is it?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Right, well, thank you.
Thank you. Right, going to round it there, guys. Thanks for sending your clips in. Go check out the fan cams. I think you could tell we're all in slight tentative mood already.
Yeah, we are.
Come the North London, the North London derby's coming Thursday, and I'm not really ready to just sit and just enjoy this one. I think everyone's kind
sit
of
and enjoy what, the North London derby?
No, this win.
This what I was going to say.
Sorry, I should have specified. I don't think I or many feel ready to just sit and just indulge in this win and enjoy it. There's bigger fish to fry, and there's a big one come Thursday.
100%.
So let's go and see how we do. Cecil, thanks for joining me, man.
Thank you very much,
Appreciate
James.
it. Thanks to everyone else as well who joined us. Everyone else is just qualms before, bless him. Go check out the fan cams, and we'll round it off there. Cheers.
Take care.